One of the greatest rivalries in college sports ignites passions from all corners of the Sunshine State in this electrifying matchup from 2000. It's the Florida Gators taking on the Miami Hurricanes, next on ESPN Classic.
Florida won the toss and deferred. On a hot night, 87 degrees. 67% humidity. There is a little bit of a breeze. Bob, you're down on the field before the game. Is it going to be a factor?
I think this is a good idea. This game is at night because it was in the afternoon. Boy, they'd be going through players like mad. But the wind will be a factor a little bit. I just hope the rain holds off. I'm looking for some sparkly, some fireworks and some sparkles here tonight, both from the offenses and the defenses.
The weather's been good to us today when it was so threatening with a hurricane over Bermuda and a tropical front that's been moving over Florida. But we haven't had any rain today. We had a lot in the last 2 days. That's Devin Hester. Matt Petrovich to kick off. And we're underway in Miami. Hester from the 3. Streaks across the 30. He might be gone. Petrovich, the kicker to beat. Forget it. It's going to be a touchdown. .97 yards on the opening kick. Flags are down. Hester took his helmet off. It'll be a penalty against Miami, but the touchdown stands.
Hester may not know that because he is a true freshman, only playing in his second game as a Hurricane.
Unsportsmanlike conduct for the removal of the headgear. There's the guy that just scored in the opening 13 seconds.
Well, I said there was going to be some fireworks on offense and defense. I forgot to add special teams as well.
Hester out of Riviera Beach, Florida, has lit up the crowd.
After the touchdown. The touchdown is good.
As if they needed any more lighting.
This is a new rule this year. Unsportsmanlike conduct in the end zone after an offensive touchdown. The defense can take the foul on the ensuing kickoff. So the Hurricanes will kick it off from their own 20.
John Petty in for the extra point. Just like that. Petrovich kick was a good one. It even sailed a little bit to that corner at the 3-yard line.
Watch up ahead of him. The blocks that are made. 3 guys, 4 guys getting blocks, and then the spaces. And Hester, one of the fastest guys. Larry Coker was saying this week, you don't realize how fast he is.
And here comes the helmet. And as Bob said, he just doesn't know any better.
Yeah. I don't think you could do that in high school either, though.
Well, he wanted to make himself known to the fans at home, and he sure did right here. I said it was the kicker to beat. It was Ronaldo Hill that was the last guy to have a crack at him. But he got turned around, and Hester did as well. 97 yards, touchdown.
This kid was not on the team last year. He's one of the outstanding recruits that they got, the University of Miami. They got 2 or 3 freshman wide receivers. And this kid is the best of them.
First Miami kickoff return for a touchdown since 1996. What a way to start our triple header on this balmy night in Dade County. Whew. I'm sweating just watching him run that far.
You're sweating anyway. Now see, the Canes have to move back to the 20. Normally you kick off from the 35. Now you go back to the 20. This almost ensures that the Gators will have good field position out of this. I think this is a good rule, Brad. Before celebration in the end zone after a touchdown by the offense.
It was on the extra point.
Yeah, you just kick it from the 17-yard line.
You saw that last year Florida had all kinds of trouble with their special teams. You saw that graphic. We talked to Ron Zook about that this week, and obviously in their opener last week, which was a lopsided win over San Jose State, their special teams were great, but not so great in the opening 13 seconds here. So Florida should get good field position on their kick return. Andre Caldwell. And Caldwell trying to turn the corner, and he gets out in the open space. All the way to the 40, the 39-yard line.
Anything you can do, I can do better. Caldwell is Florida's true freshman wide receiver that they have high hopes for. Got a lot of young people on this field tonight.
So a great starting position for the Florida offense led by that guy, Engel Martin. As Bob said, Martin will start, and probably by the third series, we'll see Chris Leak. There's Engel's numbers from last week in his first career start. He's a guy that punted last year for Florida, even played wide receiver in 8 games, so kind of Mr. Everything last year, sitting behind Rex Grossman.
Look at this down here. Tough to defend that.
That trip set to the near side, and Martin keeps it on the ground inside. Nice tough run to about the 35 for Rand Carthon. Let's take a look at our Outback Steakhouse starting lineups. Here's the big fellas up front. Max Starks is kicked out from guard to left tackle. He's their best. Snell, DeGore, Butler, and a hand round out the front 5. Carthon's their main guy. Troop, a great tight end. Perez and Kite start the game at wide receiver with O.J. Small, the third wide out. And you saw those 3 guys, and now they got 5 that are set to go in the pattern. And Martin's all alone in the Gator backfield.
Better hurry.
And took too much time.
Get it off.
It's hard to even hear the whistles, and Martin takes off, flag down. As Bob said, better hurry, and they didn't hurry enough.
Now what's going on here is the Gators are going up to the line of scrimmage in a no huddle.
Dead ball. Delay on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
They went up that time with 5 receivers and a no huddle. Zombrecker then reads the coverage and signals the play in.
Ed's not happy.
And Ed said, I saw him on the sideline winding his arm saying, hurry up, hurry up.
So that backs him up just outside the 40-yard line.
No question who's sending the signals in.
Martin from the shotgun with a blitz. Over the middle. Completes it. Nice coverage, but a pickup of 5 as he got it to Kelvin Kite. Kelvin had 2 touchdowns last week in the win over San Jose State. Miami defensively. They lost a lot of guys that are playing on Sundays now. Here's their front 4. Will Fork is the big fella inside. Carroll, Harris, and Atkins round out the front 4. Linebackers rangy and good. Williams had a fumble return for a touchdown last year. Vilma's their leader. Here's the secondary. Sean Taylor, the best back there, but they're all good ones. 3rd down and 7 Gators. Quarterback draw from Martin. He's got the first and then some.
Nice call.
Weaves his way to the 22. First down, Florida.
I like that call. Zombrecker saw that they were matched up everywhere against man-to-man coverage, and nobody was left to cover the quarterback, to take care of the quarterback. No linebackers, no DBs, nothing. Good call.
So Florida trying to work its way down, calm down the Miami fans that were lit up in the opening seconds on the kickoff return for a touchdown, and now they're threatening themselves after their good kickoff return. The penalty, of course, helped that by where they kicked off. And that's first down, Florida, just inside the Canes 23.
Here they come. Movement.
Flags down. Might have been Randy Hand who lifted his hand. The referee tonight is Steve Shaw. And here's the call.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Larry Coker, Coach of the Year 2 seasons ago in his rookie campaign, took the Canes to a national championship. Took them to another championship game last year and lost in overtime to Ohio State. He's only tasted defeat once in 26 outings. Here's a flare out in the flat. Canes defense swarms over there. John Vilma led the way.
Vilma found him. That's like a long handoff to a running back, and Vilma just said, hey, I'm getting out there and make a tackle. That was not a, didn't look like a running play to me. 51 right there.
Man, and he delivers a hit. So they got the 5 from the penalty back. Caldwell paid the price, and now it's 2nd down and 10. Martin again taking his time. Backs up into the gun. Carthon off tackle, broke one, and he's going to have what looks like another first down for Florida. Sean Taylor made the stop, but Rand Carthon's got a first down.
Nice run by Carthon. If you want to get at this Miami defense, and not a bad way to do it is get him on the ground running. Last year they were 72nd in the nation against the run and first against the pass.
5 wideouts, empty backfield except Ingo Martin. Trying to lead Florida to a tie here, and he runs smack dab into the teeth of Baraka Atkins. So he had a nice quarterback draw, but he paid the price for a 1-yard pickup there.
Watch over here. Atkins is just going to do a little swing to the inside. The little game, the 2 linemen twisted right into the quarterback.
So it's 2nd and 9. They can get a first down inside the 2-yard line. Handoff inside, Carthon straight up the middle. And he's inside the 5, didn't get a first down, but a nice gain. Florida's done very well under Ron Zook in the red zone. When they get down there, they've scored on 48 of 57 possessions. So this is possession number 58 upcoming, and boy, would they love to tie this ball game up and settle things down. You just give up a touchdown like that on the opening kickoff, and it takes a lot out of you.
Yeah. And again, running right up the middle, inside the ends, running right at the inside tackles of the Hurricane defense.
And a very important 3rd down, so a timeout upcoming.
Are you being audited, and do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more?
A huge 3rd and 1 coming up for Florida. They took the timeout to make exactly sure what they're doing. They can get a first down inside the 2. A touchdown would tie it. Smalls in motion. Martin rolls that way. He's in trouble, and down he goes. DJ Williams, the outside linebacker, with a sack. And a loss of 6.
And a man open in the end zone. If he would have found him soon enough. Right here, the receiver right there is open. You gotta got the ball a little sooner.
And a field goal by Matt Leach is good at 26 yards. So they got points. Not what Ron Zook wanted, but he says, okay, fellas, let's go. We're back in it. And Florida's just taken it 29 yards in 5 minutes plus to get a field goal of 26 yards. 7-3 our score.
And only had to go 29 yards to kick a field goal. That follows Devin Hester's celebration. The 15-yard penalty, the short field for the Gators, helped them to get 3 points.
So the Nissan drive was a short one. 7-3 our score, and a high short kick this time. Very short.
They ain't kicking it that deep again.
Fielded at the 17. Sean Taylor. Taylor trying to weave his way through some traffic. Still on his feet. He's got great strength. Here's Sean Taylor in the open field. And now Hill's the man to beat again. All the way to the 15-yard line. It's a kickoff return party in Miami. 67 yards.
Brock Berlin is probably glad they didn't score because he wants to get on the field. This is the free safety, one of the best in the country. Sean Taylor was a running back and defensive back at Gulliver High School here in Miami. Scored 44 touchdowns his senior year. He knows what to do with it when he gets it under his arm.
Does he ever? First down, Canes inside the Gators' 15-yard line. First snap for the Hurricane offense. Berlin fires down the sideline, complete. Kellen Winslow.
He's out of bounds.
He's talking to the side judge back there. The pylon, they're going to have to replace that, and they'll bring it back to the 15.
Kellen, number 81. Going to run a little swing on the linebacker. Oh, I don't know about
boy,
that.
I think he's in.
The officials seem to be blocked out by Winslow. Well, I don't know. The left foot was in, the right foot was out. It's just a matter of which one came down first.
That's exactly right. I still think the left had a little tap before the right, but here's a penalty marker. Movement on the left side. Winslow's pointing at Florida, and he looks like he might have been the guy that jumped.
Now, that's a tough call for that official when he's right there on top of you. You got to see the catch, and then you got to also look down and see the feet.
And you got to back up so you don't get killed.
Yeah, and then you got to look around for some help. Probably the most important is get out of the way so you don't get run over.
Exactly.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
So that backs it up to the 20-yard line. Get into the game with Enhanced TV. Play along, get up to the minute stats, vote and polls. Enhanced TV is live now at ESPN.com. Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, Lynn Swan, and a sold-out Orange Bowl in Miami. And we have had, as Bob said, he expected sparks and fireworks. And in 6 minutes, we've got a 7-3 score. And the Canes are in the Florida Gator red zone again. Frank Gore is the single setback. He hasn't touched it yet tonight. He won't here either. Or will he? Screen pass to Gore. Got some blockers in front. Weaves his way down to the 10. Here it's Miami 7 and Florida 3. Under 8.5 minutes. First quarter.
USC seems to have just picked up where they left off last year.
Even without their Heisman Trophy winner. Third down and a short 5. Berlin fires complete to Winslow, trying to fight for that first down yardage. Did he get it? I think he might have, by inches, if he did. Reed Fleming made the tackle, the linebacker. So Bob said Kellen Winslow's the best one out there. He may have caught one. He did catch that one, and now did he get the first down? Going to be close enough to look.
Well, Bob and Brad, this is Lynn. I'm standing on the Florida sideline. Looks like he has to go halfway between the 5-yard line and the 4-yard line. I don't think it's going to be a first down.
They're going to bring the sticks out and have a look.
If I'm the quarterback and I've got Kellen Winslow, the first thing I want to find is how is the defense covering him? Are they doubling him or are they singling him? So far, he's got the run of the coverage by himself, only single coverage.
Swanee was right. You saw the distance needed to go for the first down, and Miami will go for the first down. An extra tight end comes in Kevin Everett. On fourth down last season, 60%.
Good call here. Momentum is on your side. Go for it. Keep the drive going. The worst thing could happen if you don't make it, Florida starts inside their own 5-yard line. Single coverage.
Quadrant Hill is the fullback. 4th and inches, Miami. Berlin trying to draw Florida off sides, and they're not biting yet. And now he'll take a timeout. Nice job by the Gator defense to hold themselves in place.
Pay attention to see how you could get $1,000 in your bank account tomorrow.
Timeout. Miami tried to draw Florida off sides to get the first down on 4th and inches. They'll go for it anyway after the timeout.
I still like the call. The kicker is a freshman. Both kickers for Miami are freshmen. I got my chances. Single coverage up here.
It'll be Berlin with a quarterback sneak, and he's got it easily. Brock Berlin gets it 1st and goal for the Canes. Followed Chris Myers, one of the offensive captains, off the right guard. And it's 1st and goal.
Number 64 there is Butler. He's starting at making his first start at right tackle because of injuries in that offensive line. Joe McGrath and Carlos Joseph both on that offensive line not playing tonight.
Gore in the Cane backfield, and Kellen Winslow's the motion man. 1st and goal. Gore hit in the backfield. Nice open field stop. Darrell Dixon, the captain, the senior from the secondary, makes the stop. Dixon one of the leaders of this group. He missed last year with a shoulder injury. His teammates thought so much of him. They said, we got to have him on every road trip. We want him at every team meeting. We want him any place we can get him because he's a leader. And he did go to all the games last year despite the fact he didn't play. And he makes a big hit on Gore back at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, he was a starter a couple years ago. As you said, missed last season.
Now the trips are to the left side for the Canes. And Berlin throws second down and dropped it. Kellen Winslow had it in his hands. Matt Jackson was there to rile him just a bit, but Kellen knows he probably should have had that one.
Well, you got Winslow, who is 6'5", out on Ratliff, who's 5'10". You got single coverage. Well, that's not much of a route. They were looking for, we saw him work this in the practice the other day. They were looking for bump and run. Ratliff had no part of that. He'd been better off if he just wanted him to throw it out there, and Winslow was just going to position himself.
So now it's 3rd down and goal. 3 wide out group again for Berlin. They're going to blitz him. Quick drop. The throw's a slant. It's incomplete. Nice coverage. Johnny Lamar had inside coverage on the intended receiver, and it's going to be a field goal try coming up now for the Canes.
The strength of defense for the Gators is at secondary. They lost their front 7, all defensive linebackers, all the defensive linemen, but the DBs are pretty good.
So the Gator fans are happy that their defense slows down the Canes, and John Petty comes in to try a field goal. Petty missed his first one of 42 yards last week and then hit from 23 and 32. This is a 22-yard attempt, but before it, we're going to have a flag.
This is not an easy angle on the right hash mark for a right-footed kicker.
And it's going to be a 27-yard field goal attempt shortly.
Dead ball, false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty.
I think moving it back 5 yards makes it easier.
I was going to say, you were talking about the angle. This should help him. Joel Rodriguez, number 70, is the guy that came out of his stance a little bit there on the left side.
The 2 kickers for Larry Coker graduated. They had both been 3-year starters.
Never had to worry about that facet of the game.
They had that taken care of.
Petty from 27. And he's got it right down the middle. So another great kick return. This one by Sean Taylor for the Canes. But Miami's defense, Ron Zook's group, tightens up, forces a field goal. Miami's field goal makes it a touchdown difference. 10-3 here with 6:08 remaining.
It happens.
Here's the kick to the 8-yard line to Andre Caldwell. Oh, and he took a pop as he got to the 20. Darrell Weaver made the stop on the special teams. So now Florida goes back to work, trailing again by 7. And it'll be Ingo Martin still at quarterback as we anticipated. He'd play the first 2 series, and then the true freshman Chris Leak. Martin from the shotgun. And the draw play inside Carthon. Trying to outrun John Vilma, and does. Carthon's got good speed, and he's got a first down. Rand's a guy that sat behind some pretty good backs at Florida and just bided his time and waited and kept working. And now he's a senior, and he's the man.
Exactly, and everything's going up the middle, running-wise, for the Gators. It's going to be a draw play right up inside here. Which just outruns to the sideline, Vilma. But everything's starting inside. They don't want to run anything wide against these Hurricanes.
Now they've got good field position to work. 34-yard line. A handoff again. This time it's Deshaun Wynn. And Wynn got about 5 before Orion Harris brought him down. Wynn got his feet wet last week in the win over San Jose State. Had 6 carries last week. And he gets his first touch tonight, good for 5 yards. Second down and a long 5 upcoming. 5:20 remaining first quarter. Again, Martin has worked a good portion of this quarter from the shotgun. Carthon weaving his way again. First down, Florida. John Vilma made the stop. Carthon having a good first quarter, Grease.
He is, and everything is inside. Look at Florida. They're not back in a huddle. They're lining up at the line of scrimmage. The official hasn't even marked it ready for play yet. They're using a spread offense, 2 receivers at the top and bottom. Now Martin looks across, finds out what play Ed Zombracker. Right now he's looking over there, wants to call.
Takes his time.
Just taking his time.
Now to Gorey, calling signals from his center spot.
Yep.
And it's the quarterback draw again. Martin broke 1 tackle and dives to midfield. Martin's not afraid to mix it up. Like I said, he played a lot of different positions last year. Stuck his nose in there as a wide receiver, caught a couple of passes last year. Punted most of the season for Florida. The only game he didn't play in was the Miami game a year ago, and that was a shellacking at the Swamp, 41-16. Gators would like to pay Miami back for that tonight. Martin now rolls to throw. Down the sideline, wide open. Carlos Perez, touchdown. 50 yards. Florida an extra point away from tying it up. Just like that, Florida about to tie it.
The way you beat Miami is run inside between the ends and throw deep on their corners. Florida has just got that recipe down to perfection tonight.
Extra point is good. We're deadlocked at 10. Some confusion, obviously, in that Kane secondary, Bob, because Perez was all by his lonesome.
This is Jennings on the outside. He's got help from Sykes right there. Sykes blows the coverage. He just comes up. He's supposed to have the deep outside.
Bob, I think what happened is Sykes took a peek inside, saw the quarterback scrambling to the outside, thought he was going to make the move, and then he just went right by him, left his position. And Randy Shannon has talked to his team a lot this year about staying in your position, not blowing the coverage, trying to make an individual play.
Perez, a career-long reception of 50 yards for the touchdown. Florida and Miami tied at 10 as we're set to start the second quarter. Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, Lynn Swan with you from the Orange Bowl. 4th down and 11 for the Gators. Eric Wilbur set to punt, and Roscoe Parrish back deep for the Canes. Wilbur, a freshman. Long wait on the snap.
Well, he may go ahead and back him up.
Yep. Give him a little better angle to try to drop one in the corner. So they back the line of scrimmage up to the 45.
5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Actually put it down on the 44. Roscoe Parrish, he's a guy that can take it coast to coast in a hurry too. They want to keep it out of his hands if at all possible.
I don't think they'll kick to him.
Wilbur just trying to knock it to the corner. Let's see where it goes. Out of the back of the end zone. Total offense, as we told you, Miami only 16 yards. Doesn't include the kickoff returns that led to their 10 points.
That total there does. That does not, yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, that's it.
Now they work from the 20. Parrish is the motion man. He gets it. The fake. As up the middle is Frank Gore. Channing Crowder was the guy that met him. They really like Crowder.
He's a true freshman and the son of Randy Crowder, who was a defensive lineman for so many years with the Miami Dolphins. He didn't start tonight, but he was in on the second play. Suspended last week, he and Charles, the other linebacker. But he's catching up tonight.
Frank Gore has only 4 yards on 3 carries so far tonight. Brock Berlin has plenty of time across the middle, and on the run is Kevin Beard, and Beard spins to a first down. Kewan Ratliff made the stop, but a 12-yard pickup to Beard.
Beard coming back from an injury, had an ACL at the end of last year, played 10 games, back, and Larry Coker saying the other day, we need this guy. He is one of our true leaders.
So first down at the 32. Beard and Parrish remain the two wideouts. Hill, the fullback, now gets in front of Gore. Pump fake by Berlin, wanted to go deep and hammered from behind again. And Florida taking it, but the play has been whistled dead. And Channing Crowder is making Brock Berlin look like chowder right now.
Number 55, right in front of you, Chowder. Crowder does a nice job of avoiding the block of Winston. Winston tried to throw a little cross body block.
Brock did a good job of just getting his arm going forward, or that would have been a fumble.
Winston, the left tackle, was a tight end last year, converted to tackle, and has been doing really well.
Second down and 10. And it's Gore trying to cut outside. Frank gets across the 35 to the 36. Got about 4. Gus Scott hit him low, knocked him off his feet. 13.5 minutes to go in the first half. Sold out Orange Bowl in Miami for the 18th ranked Gators and the 3rd ranked Hurricanes. And this one started with a bang, and 97-yard kickoff return for a touchdown opened things up. Florida came back, got a field goal, so did the Canes, and then Florida tied it on a touchdown passes. Carlos Perez was wide open, a 50-yarder from Engel Martin. And now the Canes trying to battle back to find the lead again here in the second quarter. 3rd down and 6. Playcock winding down on Brock Berlin. Is he going to get it off just in time? Over the middle. Roscoe Parrish, I don't think his knee ever touched. Somehow he kept his balance, and he might have gotten a first down. He got hit, did a cartwheel, and I don't think his knee ever touched. He put his hand down and somehow kept his balance.
You're right. And it is a first down. Unbelievable balance. Coming from the left side, Roscoe Parrish.
Pretty much everybody on the field figures he's going to be down after this hit, except Roscoe. Wow.
That's some acrobats right there.
Boy, that's something. First down on a great effort by Parrish at the 43. Back to the ground game. Trying to get something going on the ground is Gore, and he only got 2, maybe 3. Johnny Lamar made the stop. It's not easy sledding right now, the rushing attack for Miami.
There's Winston, number 74. Was a backup tight end as a true freshman last year.
He's bulked up, hasn't he?
He has. He's over 300 pounds. A lot of schools wanted him to play offensive line, and he says, no, I want to play tight end. After the first year, he says, hey, can I move to tight end? I'd come from tight end to offensive line. He says, yeah. He said, well, go gain some weight. He said, good, I get to eat.
Yeah, he did. Up to about 307. Here's a flare pass. That might be a lateral. Florida's thinking so. Scooped up. He won right left. Touchdown, Florida.
The rule is if the ball is thrown backwards, it's a lateral.
Ratliff all over that intended pass for Gore. Florida takes its first lead of the night, and the Hurricane fans are shocked by that one. Trying a 2-point conversion attempt. It's incomplete. Reed Fleming snuck out there, but flags are down on the play as well. Sean Morton, the holder, is the guy that had the pass attempt.
Illegal formation, 6 men on the line of scrimmage on the offense. Penalty is declined. The point is no good.
And so they don't get the extra, nor do they get the 2. A minute and 34 remaining, and a 4th and inches coming up for Florida. And this is sort of Neverland, because it would be a 47-yard field goal attempt for Matt Leach. They don't want to punt, obviously, from this point.
Yeah, you got a lot of things going on the Gators sideline. You say, well, We don't want to miss it and give them the ball back, but we'd like to keep the drive going. You know, it's too far for a field goal. So you got to know what strengths they like. Their inside 3 offensive linemen are probably their best: Snell, DeGore, and Starks.
Right.
And I think that's why they tried the quarterback sneak, thinking that those were their 3 best linemen.
Now they hustle up to the line. Leak gives it off to Wynn, and he keeps his legs moving, and I think he got it this time. Deshaun Wynn just kept grinding. He didn't get much, but he didn't need much.
I think he was stepping on the backs of some of his offensive linemen.
It did look like he wasn't hitting turf, did it? They unpile everybody. Florida says first down. It sure looks like one from that angle, obviously. And they want to be sure, so they are going to bring out the chain, but I think he got it by the half the length of the football, maybe more. Larry Coker, he very seldom has to say anything in the locker room about his team being behind, much less ever losing. He's only had one speech where he had to talk about losing a football game, and that was in the national championship. They got it by half the length of the football. First down, Florida. Now they hustle up to the line at the 29-yard line with 1:26 left in the quarter, trying to add to a 6-point lead. Leak will work from the shotgun with Kite and Small out to his left side. And Perez down to the bottom of your screen. Leak over the middle, tipped, incomplete. Antrell Roll, I think, is the guy that got a hand on it. So it's second down and 10. Clock stopped. You see the play being singled in by Ed Zonbrecker.
Yep. And he likes this kid Leak. He says he's smart, he's bright, he didn't come to Gainesville until this summer. You know, a lot of them go into the spring session, but he didn't get there until the summer. Was always in the study room and the film room.
At the 29-yard line, he pumps to the left and comes back to the wideout screen, and Miami's not biting on it, and they run Perez out of bounds, and now a flag flies in late. Sean Taylor and Alfonso Marshall were the guys over there to make the play. Sean Taylor looked like he was pleading his case, and he still is.
I think he may have hit him out of bounds. It just took him out of bounds.
There might be a double call here, guys. I think there might have been holding by Florida, and then maybe a late hit by Miami.
There were 2 fouls. The first was a live ball foul, holding on the offense. That'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Then there was a dead ball, personal foul on the defense. That'll be 15 yards and an automatic first down.
Well, it's going to be 5 yards going that way. Good call, Swanee.
Yeah, the bottom line is Florida gets penalized 10 yards back, and then they get 15 yards forward and a first down.
So when you do the math, they gain 5, they gain a first down, and they keep the drive alive.
Yeah, here's a hit out of bounds.
Ben Troop's the guy called for the holding right there at the top of your screen. Now Taylor comes in, boom, right there.
Yeah, right there.
So it's first down, Gators at the 23-yard line. Leak snaps one on a quick slant, complete inside the 15 to Reggie Lewis. So last week, Florida had 11 guys catch passes, and they're starting to spread it around a little bit right here. 3 wideouts to the near side, straight ahead. Leak trying to pick up the first down, and this time he might have. I don't know. No, maybe not. Chris might want to quit running. And he is short. It's going to be third down and almost a yard. 30 seconds remaining in the half. Florida leading, and it's Leak from the shotgun. So unless it's a quarterback draw, he's going to throw one here. Now he takes off, and he does throw to the end zone. Nope, out of bounds. Laid it out there for Dallas Baker. He came down with it, but he's out of bounds.
He may have been able to run that ball, but decided to throw it.
You can tell he has a lot of confidence in his arm.
Yeah, I like what I see, and so does Ron Zook. Says he's going to be a fine player. He's 3 of 7, 19 yards.
Well, Bob and Brad, you can't tell a whole lot just by catching a few passes in pregame warm-up, but I did take the time to catch a few of the league's passes while we were down in the field. And I watch the other guys throw the ball. Every single pass he threw to me, every time I watch him on the field, perfect control of the football, nice tight spiral, and a good whip on that arm. So, I mean, of the three guys, he just looks like the best passer.
Timeout with 15 seconds taken by the Gators. Chris Leak warming up before the game with our Hall of Fame wide receiver partner.
And I got to tell you, you know, he was throwing a nice pass, but he took it easy on me. As soon as I stepped in, he smiled and he kind of lightened up. I walked up to him and says, look, you know, I know I'm retired.
But you don't have to take that much off it, right?
And my legs aren't quite the same as they used to be, but the hands are still good. The hands are still good. He just laughed and said, that's okay. I didn't want to hurt you before the game.
By the way, folks, Swanee did not drop any, and we watched for quite a while. It's a 30-yard field goal attempt by Matt Leach out of Sean Morton's hole. Leach kick. It is good. Just barely. Looked like he pushed it too far to the right, but he tucked it in there, and Florida adds to its lead. So Larry Coker's team is going to go to the locker room down at halftime, and that doesn't happen very often.
No, it doesn't, and I think it's the offense is just not getting anything done. The offensive line needs to pass block. It seems like more often than not that the quarterbacks are getting hit. Brock Berlin, every time he's dropping back to throw, and when he does have time to throw, they need to make something happen.
Well, they knew that the offensive line would be a little bit of a question mark. I mean, you go back 2 years ago on the Miami team that was the national champions, and they had Bilba and Haji Razuli and
McKinney.
Romberg and Gonzalez and Bryant McKinney. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Shockey was their tight end. That's a wall.
Yeah, they lost 2 of those guys, 3 of those guys a couple of years ago, and 2 of them this past year.
They're all in the NFL.
So that offensive line is all new from 2 years ago.
Yeah, when you think about when Ken Dorsey first came to Miami, look at the talent he also had. He had Moss, he had Reggie Wayne, he had Bubba Franks at tight end, and he had a lot of support to help build his confidence.
That's true. You don't expect that Florida's going to give Miami any kind of return possibilities because Taylor's taken one 67 yards and set up a field goal. Hester opened the game, number 4, the freshman, with a 97-yard scoring return. So I would assume that Petrovic is going to squib something or get it a mile in the air and force a fair catch again. And he does kick it way up in the air, but this is returnable. Taylor from the 12. Sean cuts to the near side, broke a tackle or 2, still on his feet. He's out to the 25 with just 3 seconds remaining in the half. So since those fireworks on the first couple of kick returns, Florida's done a nice job slowing things down, and Miami's not going to take any chances here. 3 seconds and they'll go to the locker room trailing the Florida Gators by 9.
What a big win this would be for the Gators and Ron Zook. Last year, his first year at Gainesville, 8-5. That's as many losses that they've had in there since 1989, I think.
That's right.
Spiller got there in 1990.
Berlin takes a knee. The half is complete. So I'm sure we'll see number 81 very involved in the second half. They've almost got to get it to their playmakers. Meanwhile, Engel Martin and Chris Leak both did a respectable job for the Gators in their quarterback stints.
The key there, Gators have not turned the ball over.
Right.
Miami's turned it over twice, and it's cost them.
One a fumble, one the errant pass by Brock Berlin that ended up being a lateral, scooped up by Kewan Ratliff for a touchdown, and that's been the difference in the ball game so far. Mark Gent's got it teed up. Andre Caldwell and Ronaldo Hill are back deep for the Gators. And this one goes out of bounds, so a poor kick, much like the poor punt by the Canes in the first half, and it'll give Florida great starting field position at the 35-yard line. Our Pacific Life game summary. Let's take a look at the halftime statistics.
The key thing is, which is highlighted, 2 turnovers for Miami. The time of possession is about the same. Penalties, nothing there. Nobody's doing well on third down conversions.
Really, the only offense has been for Miami, it seems, Frank Gore, once he got his rushing legs under him a little bit.
Yeah. And a big advantage, average starting time for the Gators is huge.
And they have good field position here. Martin at quarterback. Florida from its own 35. And it's Wynn. And Wynn down the sideline. 3 Canes to beat. They can't get him. Touchdown, Florida. 65 yards on the opening play of the third quarter. All that speed in Miami's defense, you thought somebody would get a shot at him, but nobody did.
Huge play coming out second half for the Gators.
When's the last time we did a game that the first play of the first quarter was a touchdown and the first play of the third quarter was a touchdown?
No, but I like it. We ought to have more.
Well, that one took all of 11 seconds. The Hurricane fans are in shock right now. Here's Florida with its swinging gate extra point.
Will be assessed on the kickoff.
So another flag. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Florida will be assessed on the kickoff, much like what happened to the Hurricanes after the opening play of the first quarter. So the Gator fans who've come down here from Gainesville are a happy group. A long way to go, but you very seldom see Miami in a 16-point hole. Wow.
Let's go back and take a look. You know, they allow you to play with 11 guys. Miami only has 10. They got 4 here, 3 here, and these 3. That's 10 players. That's why there's nobody on the top of the screen making the play. There should be another safety in the back right back there.
And Wynn broke 2 tackles, and then he just outran everybody. Showing great speed after the 2 broken tackles he got through DJ Williams and somebody else.
Sean Taylor.
And then down the sideline he bolted.
This is I dare say that Miami has not been down by 16 points at the beginning of the second half in a long, long time.
It might be 3 years. It might be more than that.
Tired of faded bumpers, foggy headlights, weathered, sun-damaged vehicles?
Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, Lynn Swan, and our ABC crew from the Orange Bowl of Miami. Sold-out crowd. A lot of Gator haters and a lot of Gator fans. And right now the Gators have the best of the Canes, 26-10. Worst starting field position for Miami. Berlin, who was intercepted on his last throw, got this one out in front of Winslow, and Winslow puts his head down and plows through a couple of Florida players. His first catch since the opening drive of the ball game. He's a little bit short of the first down, but at least they get it in his hand.
Berlin has just been a little bit off on a lot of his throws tonight.
First one of the last 6 passes that he's completed, and now flags are down before this play can get going. It was going to be a handoff to Frank Gore. And this will make it a longer yardage situation.
Dead ball, false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
EYU now making it a little bit harder on USC as you see some of the scores from around the country. Michigan big in their win at home today, and they'll have a big one with Notre Dame coming up. 17-yard line now is the line of scrimmage after the penalty.
Joe Rodriguez, Brad, remember Brock was telling us he's a sweater.
Yes, he is. Things can get slippery. And let's see if this time it's Florida offside, as it looked like Brock Berlin kind of changed his cadence a little bit, trying to draw him off sides, and Ray McDonald might have been the guy that goes right back the other way with 5 yards. Going back to what Bob talked about a little bit with Joe Rodriguez, the center. We talked about Brock Berlin. We said, man, what happened on that play in the opener when you had a wide open guy in the flat on the play action on the bootleg, and you just fanned, the ball went off the back of his hand. He said, well, the ball was so wet. And we said, was it raining down there in Louisiana? He said, not really.
Well, what the problem is Rodriguez is a sweater, and he sweats and he drips on the ball. Not only does he drip from his helmet and his face, but his rear end is so wet that when he sticks his hands under there, not only does his hands get wet, but the ball's wet. Now, I'd have to take care of that somehow or other.
They got to figure out a way.
Or I got to get me a new center.
Yeah.
Because I can't have a wet ball coming up.
I don't know if they make athletic depends, but that's what I suggested to Brock for his center. We all got a good laugh out of it, but it's a problem he's having.
Yeah.
And it has been a long night so far. 3rd down and 2. The plays called in from the sideline by signals. Then Brock looks down on that sweatband on his left hand. And they're still working the kinks out of that system. He's not used to just looking over there and knowing exactly what he's going to do. He's hoping there's not too much wetness right there if he has to throw. 3rd and 2. And he will. And he throws it right to Florida. Johnny Lamar. Another Florida interception. Not a good night in his opener in a Canes uniform. Johnny Lamar, I think, probably cramped up right after he made that catch.
Everybody's so surprised he's cramped his whole body.
It hit him right between the 3 and the 1.
I think it was a case of jersey confusion. For a moment there, maybe he thought he was playing for Florida.
Boy, that's a good point. He maybe said, well, I remember Johnny's got good hands. Bang, he hits him. Ryan Moore is number 85.
He's expecting Moore just to run a little stop route. And Lamar has the short outside coverage, and he throws it right to him.
Illegal substitution on the offense. 12 men in the formation. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
What is this, the 4th time that Florida has gotten the ball in Miami territory?
And it'll be at the 33-yard line with a 1st and 15.
In addition to that, Florida scored a touchdown on the lateral by Berlin. So Florida defensively is really showing up big here tonight.
Chris Leak back in at quarterback. On the ground is Carthen. And John Square made the tackle.
You know, Brad, I think after all Berlin has gone through, I think you put the other guy in. I think you put Derek Crudup. Yeah. Because this could, I mean, he'd probably, you know, I know if I'd played this poorly, I'd say, all right, let the other guy go in. See if he, you know, because I'm just playing so poorly.
Leak fires into traffic and zips it to his tight end, Ben Troop. Very close to a 1st down.
If I were Brock Berlin and I were playing against my old teammates, if I were playing against my old team, I'd say, hey, I know those guys for 2 years. A lot of them are my buddies. My roommate is the middle linebacker over there. Now I'm playing with some other guys. You know, I still like those guys, and those guys like me. I think that would help me. Be more relaxed than really get that nervous about it.
3rd down and a yard. 2 out of 9 for Florida. Leak to Carthon, and he bangs his way for what looks like a 1st down. John Vilma stood him up, but it looks like he had a 1st down. You may have seen what Bob was talking about Berlin. Head coach Larry Coker come over to him too and say, come on, keep it going, stay in it.
Now, well, you're hoping that he goes back out there and does something good, but if he continues to make mistakes like he's been doing, maybe you're doing him a favor by putting the other guy in.
Chain gang almost forgot to move the sticks. Finally, they set him down. It's at the 17-yard line. 1st down, Florida. Leak with 3 receivers down there at the bottom of your picture. And he stumbles going back. Flags are down. Everybody moving on both lines. And I don't know who jumped first. Of course, a difference in cadence between Martin and Leak, and that's something the offensive linemen have to get used to.
Dead ball foul. Snap infraction on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
1st and 15. That time, nowhere to hide as DJ Williams makes the play. Williams, who had a 78-yard fumble return for a touchdown last week, probably the most highly decorated guy coming into this the Hurricane program in a long time, and it kind of wore him down a little bit. There were people that said, hey, he's so good he should go straight to the NFL if there wasn't a rule against it. And it took him a while to find his feet, and now he is a Butkus candidate at outside linebacker. He's a senior, and he's a heck of a good one.
Outstanding player.
At the 24, Leak fires, got a man. Troop, what a catch! Then Troop hauls it in. It's 1st and goal for Florida. So much talk about Kellen Winslow being one of the greatest tight ends, if not the best one in the country. A lot of people think this guy's going to go pretty high next year, too.
For sure. Ben Troop was really one of the go-to guys. I was impressed with Leak, though. He looked one way and threw the other. Pretty good for a true freshman.
Now it's Carthon. Carthon ran into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida. A winning streak at the Orange Bowl is in serious, serious jeopardy. And so's the number 3 ranking in the country. Florida just taking care of the Canes right now.
It's a big, big win for the Gators if they go on and win this ball game. Big win for the program. They've lost the last 4 games and 7 of the last 9 against the Hurricanes.
Important.
Here's the kick, a mile in the air. Fielded at the 15 by Jenkins. And he only got to the 24, and a flag flies into boot. And this might go against the Canes for an illegal block on the return, and if so, they're going to put themselves in a hole again. With the exception of those 2 kickoff returns in the first quarter, their field position has been horrendous.
During the return, illegal block in the back on the receiving team, 10-yard penalty from the end of the return. It'll be 1st down.
And so they're going to move it back inside the 20. The 20th penalty of the game. 33 regular season wins in a row, 22 home game wins in a row. And now, well, you hate to hear that, the Boo Birds are out.
Yeah, you never like to hear your own guys get booed at home, but I think the Hurricane fans are a little bit spoiled by Ken Dorsey and what he's done here for the last 3 years.
So at the 15-yard line is Miami. Berlin throws short, in and tips, intended for Winslow, and Dixon again put the hit on Winslow, and that one popped up in the air.
Here's the possessions for Miami. It hasn't been pretty. Take out the half. The first 2 possessions in the second half were interceptions. All they got was a field goal in their first possession, and they haven't done anything all day.
Four turnovers. 4 turnovers in the last 6 possessions.
4 turnovers, last 6 possessions. The only touchdown came on the opening kickoff of the game.
Berlin from the shotgun. Fires far side. Nice throw. 1st down. And finally they get one to Ryan Moore. Pickup of 12. And they move the sticks.
Your attitude now is, if you're Brock Berlin, I'm probably not going to win this game, but I'm going to set myself up for the rest of the season.
And they're going without a huddle, trying to hurry things up. 5:45, all that's left in the 3rd quarter. And a long ways to come from behind. Berlin waits, has a man open in the middle, and Beard makes a diving catch. So here's Beard, who's dropped a couple today that were easy, and he dives for that one and gets it.
And then he starts hot dogging it. I mean, come on. Just make the plays and get back to the huddle.
Just outside the 43-yard line again from the gun. Berlin flares it out to Gore out of the backfield, and Frank goes out of bounds just shy of midfield. So they're slowly moving themselves into decent field position, and of course,
yeah. Now Brock Berlin on this drive is so much different than he has been on all the other drives. He seems alert, attentive. His movements are quicker. He's more accurate. It's like he was in a daze the first 2 quarters and a half, and now he's coming out. He's throwing the ball much better.
His sense of urgency is shaking whatever cobwebs he had in there, at least on this drive right now. Handoff on a draw play to Gore. And a first down run for Gore inside the 45-yard line. Travis Harris made the stop.
And Brad, maybe that's the big difference, that sense of urgency, giving him a different timing in the ballgame. I don't think in the entire first half for the Miami offense, they ever felt like they were in rhythm. Everything kind of happened, big play, not in sync. Now on this drive, changing the pace has helped them out.
And everything came so easy in the opener in the win over San Jose State. Or rather over Louisiana Tech, rather, for Miami last week. And Kellen Winslow now with a catch. Ratliff, who had the fumble return that kind of changed the whole complexion of the ball game, is the guy that made the stop. Second down, a long 5.
Ratliff was playing a good game. He and Dixon in that secondary.
And Johnny Lamar, too.
Oh, yes.
And Gus Scott's one of the leaders back there.
Yes,
we haven't heard much from him. Berlin, plenty of time to throw. Gore trying to break a tackle and can't. They only got about 2 yards on that pass completion. Channing Crowder, who's had a good game, the freshman out of Atlanta, made the stop. Again, Berlin checking the sign from the sideline. Miami offensive line stays right up on the ball. And you can see where they have to get for the first down. It's 3rd down and 3. This is probably 2-down territory the rest of the ball game.
Oh, yeah.
Berlin steps up in the pocket and rifles one down the middle for a first down.
Yeah, now he's on target, throwing with some purpose. His feet are moving around, and he's into it. Now, why does that happen? Probably the first half he was probably just playing not to make a mistake, and he was just trying to be too careful. But now he says, I don't care. I've made enough mistakes. I'm going to go out there and start doing something right the way I know how to do it.
And he's been slinging it. First down. Back to throw again. Going deep. Got him in. Bird. Touchdown, Miami. 26-yard strike. The Berlin Wall hasn't fallen completely. He's still in the hunt. Beard, who couldn't seem to catch a cold in the first half, caught everything on that drive.
What a difference, huh?
Yeah.
What a difference.
Going to go for 2 here.
They've got a chart upstairs in the coach's box. If you're down by so and so many points, it's best to go for 2.
I used to have one. I burned it.
I did too. I carried that thing around for 10 years.
Yeah, I got rid of it. I just don't buy it.
All you need to know is they've got a chart that tells them when to go to do this.
Here's a 2-point conversion, and they get it. And they got it to Ryan Moore, so it worked. And it's only a 15-point game now, when once, just minutes ago, it seemed that a Florida romp was about to occur. Brock Berlin, to a chorus of boos, came back out on the field, drove his team the length of it, and Kevin Beard did the rest. From its own 26, Carthon got a couple tough yards and actually falls forward. It wasn't Carthon, it was Wynn, excuse me. He gets across the 30. Wynn's a guy that broke the game open to start the 3rd quarter with a 65-yard run down the sideline on the first snap of the 3rd. Been some big plays in this game. And if I'm not mistaken, partner, is this not the first time they've broken the rotation? Didn't Leak play the last series? They've been Martin 2 and then Leak 1.
Yes, he did.
Well, this is 2 in a row for Chris now. 2nd down and 4.
Chris has scored on his last 2 possessions. A touchdown and a field goal.
Waiting for the snap. On the ground they go again. This time it's Faison. Faison didn't get to the first down marker, courtesy of Sean Taylor, the big safety who wouldn't let him get there. Taylor with a nice stop. And it's going to be 3rd down and short.
Down on the field before the ball game, and I was talking to one of the coaches. I was talking to Ed Zombracker, the offensive coordinator. You see that towel that's hanging down?
Yeah.
I can tell that story in a minute.
Flares a pass out and small. is almost beheaded by Maurice Sykes. Ouch, that one hurts.
That little drive by the offense of Miami has set off the defense. Gets it. This is like a long handoff. And
that one's going to leave a mark.
Sykes says, I'm handing it off to you.
Yeah, this one hurts right under the chin. And a punting situation for Wilbur.
Miami's got all kinds of guys that can run kicks back.
They haven't put much pressure on this freshman punter tonight. He gets away a dandy here. Parrish has to come all the way across field. It bounces out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. 33-18. Berlin nearly perfect on the last drive for the Canes, and let's see if he can do that again. He's hit his last 7 passes.
Florida mixing up their defense. Charlie Strong, the defensive coordinator, goes to a 3-man line.
So with that, it's a draw play to Gore. And Gore gets out near the 37-yard line. 6-yard run down to 1:20 now remaining in the third quarter.
There's Charlie.
Charlie making really his 5th trip to being part of the Gator program. Yep. If you count being a grad assistant at one point.
He spent the last 7 years with Lou Holtz. He was in South Carolina for 3, I believe, and then the 4 previous to that was in Notre Dame.
Highly, highly thought of coordinator. And will be a head coach without a doubt. 2nd down and 4. Need to get to the 41-yard line. Berlin fires down the middle, and he's got a man again. And it's a race for Kevin Beard. Can he win it? Down the sideline. Out at the 1-foot line. And Brock Berlin's growing a beard.
And I think the Hurricanes have found themselves their quarterback.
Amid a chorus of boos, he's now hit 8 passes in a row, including almost another touchdown.
Sometimes you have to sink so low before you can rise so high.
Beard almost got there. He dived for the corner, and he came up that much shy. A career-long, though, 62-yard reception for Kevin Beard.
The 2 guys that weren't getting it done before are getting it done now, Beard and Berlin.
1st and goal, Canes. Frank Gore. Touchdown, Miami. We got a ball game.
Unbelievable.
Frank Gore from a yard. 33-24 with a point after try coming up. I don't think they got a holder out there right now.
Look at Berlin. Is he fired up now? He's into the game now.
John Petty's going, where's my holder? Apparently, Cap Carter thought maybe they were going for 2. I don't know. They've got it set now. Up and good.
Well, the reason they didn't go for 2 that time is now they're only down 8. So they can go for it the next time if they get there.
And now the Hurricanes have a warning for the Gators fans who have become quiet, courtesy of an ex-Gator named Brock Berlin. What a turn of events. 15 unanswered points after Florida had scored 23 unanswered points.
There's an inside receiver. Beard just going to run a little down and square in. Makes a nice move. Now look at it. He's going to run away from the group. Beard's got the speed.
Every receiver would love a pass like that. He didn't have to break stride. Gets it. Gets every opportunity to make the catch and run with the ball.
And Gore into the end zone for the touchdown.
Swanee, why is it? Why is Beard running good routes and catching it now? And why is Berlin playing so well now when they weren't doing it in the first half?
I really do believe it's going to the no-huddle offense. As Brad pointed out, that sense of urgency, changing the pace of the game, and just doing basic fundamental things. There was no big play. It was just people executing, turning a basic play into a big play.
I think it's just these guys knew that they weren't playing well and they could play better, and they said, let's just go do it.
Monroe to kick. High and going down inside the 5, taken at the 4 by Caldwell. Caldwell broke one tackle, won't get through the second wave. Down at the 18-yard line. Guys, you remember the Florida State-Miami game of a year ago where all of a sudden there was just electricity in the air? Are you starting to feel that a little bit right now?
I am, and I go back to what I said at the beginning. Fireworks and sparklers and everything going off. And this is exciting.
And when I talked to Ron Zook going off the field, you could tell he understood the potential of the offensive team he was facing. He knew Miami had the ability to come back, and he did not want to rest on that good first half.
I'm a little surprised that Chris Leak is in at this time.
3rd straight series for the freshman. He'll give it off to Carthon. And now the Hurricanes defense starting to swarm a little. Sean Taylor in on the stop along with the guys on that front wall. And Sean Taylor, we spent some time with him yesterday, and he's an engaging young fella. But Swanee, I said to you when he walked by you a couple times, how many licks could you take from a safety that big?
Well, I'm telling you, I wouldn't want to take one from him. I told him if he hit me more than 3 times in the ball game, I must be out of my mind and doing something horribly wrong.
Pay attention to see how you could.
Berlin steps up in the pocket with guys draped all over him. He finds Winslow.
It's a totally different player than the one we saw in the first 2.5 quarters.
He's hit 10 straight passes now.
Yeah.
And it's first down Miami.
And he's doing everything right. Looking players off, stepping up, moving around, making decisions. Gets pressure from the outside, slides up in the pocket.
They again go without the huddle from the gun. First down. Berlin over the middle, got a man wide open again. It's Gore on the run. Frank Gore, first down Miami. A pickup of 12 more. That's 11 straight he's hit.
Now defensively, what can you do when a team is hot like this? Well, you need somebody to make a play. A defensive lineman to come around and knock the ball out of the quarterback's hand from the blind side, or knock the ball loose, or tip it up in the air. That's what Charlie's saying. Somebody make a play.
They certainly made him in the first half with tip balls, scooped up fumbles, and now they're backpedaling a little bit as Gore on the ground. Frank Gore, another first down Miami. Corey Bailey made the stop.
Rod Chudzinski, offensive coordinator, doing a nice job of calling the plays, mixing the runs and the screens and the draws and the passes.
12 minutes, 43 seconds remaining in the ball game. In regulation, we should put it that way. It's an 8-point game. First down Miami. Brock Berlin from the shotgun has been red hot. Keeps it on the ground though, and the draw play to Gore. And Gore can't get away from Bobby McCray. 12.5 to play. This has been some kind of ball game. Florida scored 23 unanswered points at one stretch. Miami has come back with 15 in this quarter behind Brock Berlin. And now with 12 minutes and 15 seconds remaining, Florida's lead that looked insurmountable at one time is now just an 8-point difference. And Miami's driving again. At the 30-yard line, second down and 9. Berlin, can he keep the streak alive? Yes, he can. First down inside the 20. And it's Ryan Moore. I had another thought. Since Brock Berlin's gone into the shotgun, he hasn't had to have his hands up on that sweaty center's butt. He's getting a dry ball back there.
That's true. That's true.
At the 19. Florida led by 23 points with 6 minutes to play in the third quarter. Their lead's been cut to 8, and Miami's in the red zone again. Parrish, Beard, and Moss, the wide receiver.
When they come after them, these guys are kind of fooling around. When they start moving, that shows blitz. Usually, here they come.
Here they come in full force. Berlin stays in. There's the first incompletion in what? 11 in a row? 12 in a row, 11 in a row.
And that's what good defenses do. They don't give them time. It says, all right, mean, if the receiver would have been open, he could have probably scored because you got single coverage and nobody else back there to help the defensive backs.
Just on this drive, 4 for 5, 40 yards. You again have to start thinking number 81. The guy that we said's the best player on the field in a field full of them.
They have ways to get him single covered.
And that's Kellen Winslow we're talking about. He lines up on the right side. 2nd down and 10 for the Canes, just inside the Gator 20-yard line.
They're coming again.
You got that right, but whistles will end this play. Here's the call from Steve Shaw.
Dead ball, delay of game on the offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That's good defensively. You're getting backed up. You scored on. Do something. Change something up. Blitz them. Hurried him the last time. Delay a game this time. Now the call probably is a call for a blitz. Now maybe this time you don't blitz. You fake it and you back out.
22 penalties between the two teams. 58 points between the two teams.
No blitz.
Berlin, throwback screen to Gore, and he's got blockers in front. Gore inside the 10. 1st and goal, Miami.
Good call.
He got Rodriguez and Myers out in front of him, and he just hid behind them down the sideline.
Good call. Here it is here. The receiver is going to clear out. The little screen is going to be just up to the top of the screen. Yeah, right there. Look what we got now. We got 3 in the ball carrier, and there's nothing out here. Good call.
Inside the 7-yard line, 1st and goal, Canes. Jarrett Payton is checked in to give Frank Gore a breather. Winslow set up as an H-back, actually in the backfield on the left side. Berlin to throw. Brock over the middle, got his man, touchdown! Ryan Moore! Six-yard touchdown throw. Unsportsmanlike conduct again on Miami. Brock Berlin having some kind of half. Miami will go for 2 to tie. A guy who came out to a quarter second of the 3rd quarter, and he has lit the field up.
This is going to set him up for the rest of the season. When they look at the tape of this game, the coaches are going to say, you see the first two and a half quarters, and you see the last half. That's the way you want to play the rest of the year.
Now here's an interesting thing. The unsportsmanlike conduct. Florida has the option to take the penalty or do it on the kick, and they took it here because they're not going to give them a 2-point conversion chance. So now they got to kick a long 1-point extra point from 35 yards out.
So the celebration really hurts in this situation.
Absolutely killed him. Took away a chance to tie. Instead, they're still a point back. Brock Berlin talking now to his defensive captain. Says, Mo, go get it back for me. I want another shot. They'll probably get one. What a half this kid has played. It's 33-32. The cramp heard round college football has hit Brock Berlin after that scramble. And you can see Eric Winston said, I'm working on it for you, buddy.
His left tackle.
He stays in after the timeout taken by Miami. He's been the engineer of the comeback of comebacks for the Canes. Can they continue to come back and win this game when it looked like they were dead in the water? Here's the throw. It's complete to his fullback, Cobia, and it's 1st down, Miami. Another 11-yard pickup.
Cobia's first catch of the day. Nice call, Rod Chubzinski. Fullback's just going to slide out here in the flat. I like the call. You lined up tight, you thought run, little play action, slide the fullback out in the flat.
As we approach 2 minutes, first down Hurricanes. And the linesman blows his whistle.
I would not play too safe to put this on my kicker. He was a freshman, redshirt freshman kicker that's kicking for the first time this year.
First down at the 18-yard line. Berlin under center. Winslow on the move. Handoff inside. Gore. Frank Gore down near the 12-yard line. Dwight Jackson made the stop. And now we might have Florida taking up.
Yeah, Zook wants to take some time to save some time. And Florida has 3 timeouts. Now they have 2 remaining.
Second down and 5. He's hit 18 of his last 20, but Winslow gets very, very little on that catch.
Yeah, that was a very cautious throw and catch.
And now Winslow a little shaken up. And he waves off the trainers as if to say, I'm not going anywhere. Timeout again with 1:51 remaining. There's the first half. And then in the third quarter, following one of the interceptions, Bob and I even kind of questioned, do you go with Derek Krudip and try to change things up into a chorus of boos? And I mean a lot of them from his hometown fans. Brock Berlin came back out and went 7 for 8 on a drive that went in a hurry. Found Kevin Beard for a touchdown. Then Beard on a crossing pattern got 62. That set up Gore from just a yard out. And Brock Berlin has ignited this crowd and this stadium and his teammates. And he's still 1 point down with 1:51 left.
Hey, Bob and Brad, just to let you know what just happened on the field. The timeout was called. The timeout was over. The play clock started to run. The coaches looked up and saw the play clock was down to about 13 or 12 seconds. And now they've burned another timeout.
So Miami did.
Miami did. Yeah.
Florida's was first. Miami's was second. And Miami's out of them now.
Which means it's 3rd and 5. If Miami doesn't make this, they got to run their field goal team on. They can't take a timeout to do it.
So there's the young guy that could have the weight of the world on his shoulders here in a minute. Grow up in a hurry in situations like this. The Canes took over at their own 11-yard line with 5:43 remaining. Now they're in the 11th play of their drive, and can they keep the streaks alive? It sure didn't look like that was going to happen early in the third quarter, I'll tell you that much. Well, 3rd down and 5. Berlin's only missed 2 of his last 20 passes. Does he put it up here, or do they play it safe and try to square it in front of the goalpost for the young kicker? We're about to find out. Gore heading for the first down, and he's got it. It's a touchdown. Hurricane warning. 38-33. Wow. What you and I say about 3 hours ago, 38-36 would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Hey.
I thought you'd been drinking or something.
2-point conversion will be coming up. The attempt anyway. The Gators had the Canes in their jaws, and they opened their mouth, or this guy did.
These two teams, it's a shame. You know, you really can't call it a rivalry, although it is, but they don't play every year. It's a shame they're not going to play again until 2008 at a neutral site.
Largest comeback since '98. 17-point deficit against UCLA. That was the year UCLA looked like they were BCS bound, and we're going to just roll through everybody.
This is a grand old building, and I've seen some wild games and some wild things happen. You remember going all the way back to the Super Bowl when Namath guaranteed the victory
on the Colts, and he delivered.
How about the Hail Mary pass from Doug Flutie? That happened on this field.
That's right. Two-point conversion attempt upcoming. Garrett Payton's in the backfield. Flags are all over the place again. It's complete. But again, penalty markers down. Ryan Moore's got the pass. Let's see. Are they going to bring it back? It's a legal procedure on Miami. So hold the phone.
Like I said, Miami, the most penalized team in the Big East last year and the 8th most penalized team in the nation. And looks like they're off to another good start.
Offense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat the try.
They got to keep trying because they want to make it a 7-point spread because there's a lot of time left. 39 doesn't do them much good. So now the 2-point try comes from outside the 13-yard line. They're going the wrong direction here. Berlin now will work from the gun. He's got trips to his right side. And he comes back the other way to Winslow. He's got it. No. He had it and dropped it.
He had what he wanted. Kellen will tell you that. Just throw it up there and I'll get it.
Wait a minute. Another penalty marker down. Pretty well after the play, I thought. Actually, it's at the line of scrimmage, so maybe it was dropped earlier. Florida running off as if it's against the Canes.
Yeah.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike against Miami, removing their helmets on the field. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Wow, when do you learn?
Too many players on the field, did he say?
No, taking a helmet off, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Taking a field off. Taking a helmet off on the field.
Yep. That's happened more than once.
That's going to push Miami back.
$16 penalties, a couple of them killers because they've set up Gator points. And this could be the same situation now because the Canes are going to have to kick off from their own 20-yard line. Even if they get a decent deep kick, somebody's going to field it around the 15. And with any kind of run back, Florida's going to be in the 30, 35-yard line range, and they still got plenty of time to work with.
And they need a touchdown, not a field goal.
Right.
Here's a look at the touchdown, Frank Gore.
Cut back inside, got through Dixon, got to the end zone.
Yeah, he just doesn't, you just can't tackle him.
And here's one that could have been, because Winslow usually just sucks these things right in.
Well, he's 6'5", and Lamar does a great job.
Yeah,
he says, all right, I can't get up that high, but before you come down, I'm going to strip the ball out of you. And he did.
Andre Caldwell and Reggie Lewis will be the deep return men. It looks like Chris Leak will be the man. At least he's licking his fingers as if it's going to be his ball game to finish. And there's his offensive coordinator. Brian Monroe will kick, but again, he has to do it from the 20 because of the big penalty. So how good will Florida's field position be? We'll find out in just seconds. Monroe. And that kick will sail to the 17. Lewis. Oh! Did he take a shot at the 30? Leon Williams said hello. So they're 70 yards away. Field goal does them no good. 1:37 left, and they've got one timeout. That's the ball game.
Are they sending out the true freshman? Is it Chris Leak? Yeah, that's him.
Just outside the 30. So here's the 18-year-old from Charlotte, North Carolina. Wake Forest offered him a scholarship when he was in 8th grade because his big brother CJ was going to go to Wake. He's since transferred to Tennessee. And now here's the freshman trying to lead Florida to a come-from-behind win when they had a huge lead earlier. Leak fires sideline, got his man. What a strike to Dallas Baker. And now they hustle up. They'll move the chains. The clock will stop momentarily. Pick up a 21.
One timeout left for Florida.
They're already in hurricane territory.
Plenty of time. In college football, remember, the clock stops when you make a first down, and then when the official marks it ready for play, it starts again.
And there it just did. They're at the 49 of Miami. Chris Leak's never thrown an interception either in his college career. He's completed another one. And that's good for 5 more. This time, Calvin Kite. Florida trying to drive to a win. 38-33. Now it's Miami trying to cling to their lead. A minute to go. Leak in trouble, trying to scramble out of it, heading for the first down sticks. He didn't quite get there.
He didn't get it, and he didn't get out of bounds. So the clock runs.
And it's under 50 seconds, and it's going to be 3rd down and a yard. He has to hustle his troops up to try to pick up the first down. They've got 1 timeout left, 40 seconds, clock winding. Leak trying to line his troops at the 40. He needs to get to the 39. Last time he had a quarterback sneak, he got popped. Can he get popped again? I don't know. If the linesman is going to spot it where he has his foot right now, I think he's got it by about 8 inches. But let's wait and see.
Well, he's setting it right on a yellow line, which is just an estimate and not finite.
The finite will be coming from the sideline.
Yeah.
So the biggest measurement of the night about to occur. Got it. First down, Gators. Under 30 seconds.
Now, what Chris Leak needs to realize is just because you made a first down, the clock only stops until the official marks it ready for play. So you need to be up there ready to go.
He's got him up there. Steve Shaw, the referee, trying to get out of the way. There you see the wind Bob's talking about from the gun. 4 wideouts for Leak. Crowd deafening for the Canes defense. Streak down the sideline again, and he got Baker again. Same play as earlier. First down, 19-yard pickup.
Baker is 6'3", going down the sideline, and you're right, twice they hit it. That's Marshall, who is 6'1". He just needs to make a play on it.
Right at the 20-yard line with 15 seconds left. Remember, they have 1 timeout left. They need a touchdown. Chris Leak. This time he's intercepted. Miami will survive it. The ball is still loose. Alfonso Marshall picked it off. It's been blown dead, and the Canes dodge a huge bullet. I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, Chris Leak had never thrown a collegiate interception. He just made his first mistake.
It's just tough to ask a true freshman to do what they wanted him to do. He can make some plays, but you're going to have some problems too. Up here. Because he did it the other 2 times, he thought he could do it again. And that was probably wrong. He probably should have gone somewhere else, because Marshall is a 5th-year senior, and he knows you're coming back. Chris Leak's going to be one heck of a player.
Yes, he is.
But he's got a lot of growing pains to go through, and this is one of them.
Meanwhile, the last snap of the ball game, the ball will be in an ex-Gators hands. Brock Berlin throws it a mile in the air, and the once a Gator, always a Hurricane in the case of number 7. Wow, what a ball game. And look at, there's the buddies, there's his old roommate.
Yeah.
And that's not the only hug you'll get from the Florida players. As you can see right there, Rand Carthon's part of the group as well. There'll be better days, you can bet, for Chris Leak. There weren't many better days than the second half we just saw from